So this is by far the worst MyGM on YouTube. You know how I know that? Well, every gameplay that I've shown you thus far, we've won, which creates the impression that we're just running through the league, when that's not even the case. We're about to play our last game of November, and we're 9-8 on the season. We're only a game over 500, but you wouldn't know that because every time I've shown us play, we win. Just a terrible series altogether. But anyway, it's time to talk about how some of the new guys are doing. Steven Adams, since acquiring him, is essentially averaging a double-double with about 2 blocks per game. Adams has been great. And Blazemore, been pretty solid, shooting around 35% from 3, playing him about 15 to 20 minutes a game, so far so good. There's one change to the roster, or the rotation I should say, that I want to tell you about. So, I think I'm going to have Jay Crowder starting, and I want to have Evan Turner coming off the bench. Now Crowder, he's been very good for us. His shooting, his defense, playing the small ball 4, being in the right place at the right time. Crowder's been fantastic so far, so I want to get him in the lineup more often. But also, the reason why I want to have Evan Turner come off the bench is because I'm having a tough time scoring with Isaiah Thomas. I've been trying to do a lot of isolation and pick and rolls with Isaiah. 2K16, it's more difficult to operate that way, but I also just don't know what I'm doing there yet. So with Evan Turner coming off the bench, he can be the ball handler. Isaiah can run around screens and do more off-ball things, and it'll put him in a better position. And then at the end of games, I can have Marcus Smart and Isaiah in the lineup like I often do, and then Smart can be the ball handler and Isaiah can keep doing his running around screens thing. So that's the game plan. Jay Crowder starting, Evan Turner coming off the bench. And now, for the last game of November, we're going up against the Miami Heat. And another reason why this is the worst MyGM on YouTube is because it took me this long to finally show you a road game. But now here we are, up 5 points end of the third quarter, as you're going to see me finally figuring out 2K's substitution method. It's really stupid in the beginning, but once you get a hang of it, it's actually pretty decent, I have to say. But unfortunately, as I'm doing all this, I got about 5 seconds left. Don't worry about me. Smart's 3 balls no good, but thank God for Amir Johnson. He's also been doing pretty good with more minutes, and Jay Crowder. He's got to be the MVP of this team so far. Technically Marcus Smart's been our best player, but Crowder, like I said, right place, right time, big shots, defense. I just love that guy. And so we got an 8-point lead in the fourth quarter. At least we will until Dwayne Wade pulls the classic CPU cheese maneuver of just flat out going through his defender. Blazemore couldn't stop him on that one. And once Dwayne Wade takes his really weird looking free throw, makes that a 5-point game. And now you're going to see what I mean. Isaiah gets it, gives it up to Evan Turner immediately. But you know what's some real BS? 2K reset my playbook. I don't know how, who, what, when, where, or why, but my playbook has been completely reset. So now I got guys running around like chickens with their head cut off, and I'm just moving the ball around like, what the hell's going on? So now I got to chuck up a long 2 with David Lee. That's just some real cheese on that one. And then D-Wade to the free throw line once again. And the reason why 2K's play calling is so just not good is because there's too much unnecessary movement. There's guys moving just for the sake of moving rather than having a point to it. And unfortunately, that's what I'm subjected to right now, as well as the fact that Luol Deng turned back the clock about 5 years. I didn't know he could still move like that. But one thing I do know is Miami's backcourt, they're not stopping anybody on defense as Marcus Smart gets an easy layup. And now you're about to see another rendition of me trying to score with Isaiah Thomas. It's going to get ugly really quick. I get the screen. I think I'm by Dragic, but I'm not, and then I get rejected. I'm making Isaiah Thomas look so bad right now in this series. That's why I gotta have Evan Turner playing next to him. I cannot isolate with Isaiah Thomas whatsoever. And now, we're only up 1 point. And it seems that one theme with us is that we're always in close games against our Eastern Conference rivals. And I had to go next level with our adjustments right here. I had to make sure that Amir Johnson was in the game to go up against Chris Bosh, because we need a mobile big man to defend Bosch. But I also want Jay Crowder on Dwayne Wade. We need a bigger body on Dwayne Wade. And so now, you about to see the ugliest possession you could possibly imagine. But at the end of the day, it results in 2 points, because Steven Adams is like the one dude who can actually score down low for us like that. So now we got it back to 3. Now we got to play defense. And I told you, Jay Crowder on Dwayne Wade. Let's see how this works out for me. It's going pretty decent so far. And there we are. That's why I love Jay Crowder. Just helps on both sides of the floor. He's a guy that I got to have out there for as long as I can. And now, this is about to get ugly. This is about to get so ugly. Because watch this. I actually have the driving lane on Dragic, but I'm so used to not having it that I didn't keep going with Smart. And as a result, it's just a bad shot. It's taken me a minute to really get used to 2K16's offense. It's a little rough around the edges. Eventually we'll get there, but in the meantime, it's just not pretty. So now, where's Miami going to go? They threw it to Hassan Whiteside. The hell? I mean, okay, if you're content with that happening. But then probably the worst thing for us happened, which is Steven Adams is going to the free throw line. I mean, there's no way that this is Drew. Okay, that's nice. I mean, the guy's a 50 from the free throw line. And with 2K16's new thing where the screen is going to shake when you're on the road, there's no way I'm making this shot. I mean, he's got so much hair he can't even see the basket. Holy crap, that was an excellent release. Cold-blooded Steven Adams. Making this thing a 4-point game. I mean, does it matter what Miami does at this point? They got to run the ball up court. Stay on D. Wade. I mean, he can't make threes when he's wide open, let alone a guy in his face. Sharpshooter Steven Adams with the rebound once again. And, okay, he got back down to reality, but luckily enough, we had the 4-point lead. So we defeat Miami. And once again, we've won every single game that I've shown so far, even though we don't have a great record. And now, after the month of November, we're 10-8 on the season. We're the 4th seed. Now, granted, part of this is just because the East is so damn bad, but I mean, hey, that's pretty damn good for us, right? I will definitely take it. But now, let's see how Demarcus Cousins and the Kings are doing. Currently 8-10. I mean, not bad for them. That's actually an improvement over what usually would happen, so I don't know. Maybe Cousins is not demanding a trade out of Sacramento just yet, but let's give it some more time. He'll be in Boston soon enough.